We're here today with Michelle Lujan Grisham, who is running for District 1 for
Correct.
the County Commission here in Bernalillo County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mary Jane. It's nice to be on your show. Thanks very much.
Since you're running for commission, we wanted to ask you some questions such as, what do you see as your main role as county commissioner when it comes to an overall as well as a specific area role you'll play as county commissioner?
I'm going to do a two-part response to that. I mean, really, my job as county commissioner is to represent my constituents, which are both the folks in my district and everyone residing in Bernalillo County. And that's to address a pretty broad spectrum of issues, from balanced development, protecting our natural resources, bringing jobs and affecting the economy, public safety, and safety net services. It's very broad. But my role really is to work with the other county commissioners to improve our quality of life and to protect the kinds of, to protect families and to have that rich, preserved neighborhood community life that we're all working so hard to maintain.
Tax lightning has become a major issue with the county, and it may reduce the amount of revenues being brought in. How do you see handling that and keeping open and honest government at the same time?
Well, let's start with the latter, which is today more than ever, I think, constituents and taxpayers want to feel that they're getting open, honest, transparent government representation. And I think that we are a bit skeptical that that's available to us in a meaningful way. I would be absolutely pushing for the county to use whatever resources it needs, or to use whatever resources it currently has, to make sure that you have access to look at what the budget is, what the expenditures are, what the decisions are. I mean, at the legislature we've got webcasting. You can absolutely view what's going on for county commission meetings, and you can get online and look at those minutes. But if we can't see the execution of how the budget is managed, then that's a component that we need to get done. And I think that that will encourage people to participate with the county as they're making their decisions. The first part of the question, which is, how do I feel about tax lightning? The issue about tax lightning is that for a period of time we have not been managing and keeping track of or keeping up with current property values. You use a current property value, and there's a very specific formula to assess what your property tax rate is based on that evaluation. There are real challenges between homeowners who are stable and stay in a particular home or neighborhood for a long time, people who have moved, and new developments. And so what we're working to do is to catch up with the current assessed values, but in doing that you price out families to afford that newer tax rate. So tax lightning's been a policy to both access the higher tax rates for individuals, but also do that in some fair way. What we're going to have to do at the county is to do a much better job at rebalancing and right-sizing property tax and related tax policy for consumers. If we don't do that, the county doesn't have sufficient resources to do public safety and infrastructure and courthouse, county buildings. But if we do it inappropriately, we will actually cause real harm to the families. We don't want to create a situation where you can't afford your home anymore in Bernalillo County, or the property taxes are.
You talk about public safety being one of the things the county provides, and we do have a county sheriff's department. How do we fund and support that organization when they have such a huge task with 2 large colleges, with a number of large areas, and crime being rather serious? We had one of the largest crime scenes here in the country when we found those 11 women and the baby on the West Mesa. So how do we provide for women to be more secure in this county and to reduce property crime at the same time?
Yeah, I think that you raise a significant issue, which is making sure that we are providing support to single heads of households, and we're smart about exactly what's going on in this county, which is the number of women who are the single heads of household raising families. The most effective tool, as I look across the country, is community policing. That means having a presence in your community, having that be a positive, proactive presence instead of a reactive, right, responding to a crime scene. We want to prevent not only violent crime, but crimes against your property and trespassing and a variety of other criminal infractions. What we need to do, I think, is to more acutely assess where those high-risk, high-target areas are, and then reassess both partnerships with the city so that we're leveraging our police and public safety resources in those community environments. And that gets to the second part of your question, is what do you do about those resources? Well, frankly, we need to stop competing with other bodies of local government. We have to have the right tools at the right time, the right places, in the right way. And I think the Sheriff's Department is an incredible resource for community policing, and we can do a better job jurisdictionally partnering with the city police, and quite frankly, you mentioned the colleges. The college have their own safety or public police forces. And what we just need to do is to make sure that we're very clear about how we work together instead of carving out territory, so to speak. And when you do that and somebody's short with their resources, then constituents or taxpayers don't have exactly what they